Hello, my crafty friends. Happy New Year. This is my first video of 2025, and I thank you for joining me today. I'm going to show you how to make this cute little card using the Cake Celebrations photopolymer stamp set. It's an online exclusive from Stampin' Up, and it is currently available in my online store. As you can see, there are quite a few sentiments here. You can have an anniversary, a birthday, a wedding. I feel like there's a lot you can do with this card, and it's really, really cute. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, some of you, well, first I should introduce myself in case you do not know who I am. My name is Linda Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I teach card classes in the Greensboro, Georgia area. Would love for you to join me. Now, some of you watching this may have actually purchased my Create at Home card kit. And so this is the card, one of the cards that we are making with that kit. So if you did, you will have all of the things that you need to make this card. It's very straightforward. It is a card base, which is just a standard card base. You cut a piece of cardstock in half, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. And so the first thing I always like to do is go ahead and fold it and set it aside. So I'm gonna do that. If you have the card kit, your next layer is already embossed, and I'm using, it's a little sneak peek for you. This is the Starstruck embossing folder from Celebration 2025. Celebration starts January 7th, so it's coming up real soon, depending on when you are watching this. It already may be possible for you to earn some of the free items from Celebration. This is the Starstruck embossing folder. I don't know, can you see that? It's really cute. I thought it went really well with the little stars that are in the stamp and that I made on the cake, on the card, so I thought that was cute. You could also use the painted texture embossing folder. Some of the members of my class use this one, and it looks kind of like frosting. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a cute one as well. As a matter of fact, the original card that I have here, this was actually the painted texture embossing folder, because when I designed it, I didn't have the Starstruck folder yet. Now, to get that Starstruck embossing folder, you have to make a purchase. You can purchase from my online store, and for every $60 you purchase, you get one free Celebration item. So you could purchase the stamp set or the bundle, and then you could go ahead and get the embossing folder with it. So the next item on that you will need, I've got just this tiny little strip. It's just a 1/2 inch wide, and let me see, I don't even know what is it's about 4 3/4 inches long. 4 3/4 long, and then this layer is 2 3/4 by 4. So very nice, straightforward layout. And I think it's a really easy one. You could do a lot of different things. So if you didn't have this stamp set, you could use a different focal point and go ahead and make yourself a little template, and you can make that with whatever you have. So then again, if you got the card kit, you'll have this cute little banner that's already been die cut, and it is from the glimmer paper. Oh, and I forgot to mention, what's the name of that paper? It's in the annual catalog. It's got some really cute pieces with it, and of course I just put it away, so now I cannot find it. I'll put it in the notes. I'll put it in the notes below the video so that you can see what that is. But I thought it's really pretty. It's got a little shimmer to it, some sheen, and it coordinates well with this card. So let's go ahead and get started. The stamping is the first thing we're going to do. You will have a piece of scrap, or you will need a piece of scrap paper, and that's what we're going to make our birthday, our sentiment from. So the colors that you will need, or that I used for this particular set, I used a little bit of Daffodil Delight, that's for the candles, Flirty Flamingo, Pretty in Pink, and Pecan Pie. So there's a fair amount of stamping with this card, and it is photopolymer. So what I want you to do is use your Stampin' Pierce mat or some kind of foam base. You could use a what do you call it? Mouse pad? Does anybody have mouse pads anymore? I mean, most of us don't even use a mouse, right? But you could use a mouse pad. And, or of course we have the Stampin' Pierce mat. So I'm gonna start with the pecan pie, and we have a couple of items that are gonna be stamped with the pecan pie. So let me pull those out. So we have the sentiment, which is happy birthday. And we have the cake plate. So let me start with, I need a piece of scrap paper because I like to test my stamps, and I don't really want to do it on my surface here. So let's go ahead and test this happy. And yeah, that's good. All right, now the happy I'm going to put up in this corner because I want to leave room for my my cake. So the nice thing about this font is it doesn't really matter if it's straight or not because it's kind of, I don't know, it almost looks like it should be on an angle. So there's the happy. And then the next is the birthday, which we will fussy cut. So it doesn't really matter where you do it on your scrap. I'm doing it low in case I mess it up, then I've got some more room to work with. So that's the birthday. I'll set that aside because I'll fussy cut that later. And then the next thing I'm going to do is the cake plate. So this can be a little tricky. You want to make sure it's not too high. Let's double check it. Yeah, okay. Because you want room for the rest of your cake, but I also want a little bit of room down below for my birthday. So I think I'm going to do it about, I would say I'm about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. All right, and there we go. Ooh, that turned out good. Sometimes that pecan pie I was having a little trouble with it. Okay, so the next thing are my cake layers. So that's the last with the pecan pie. So let me go ahead and put that aside. And now I'm gonna bring in, let's see, so the Pretty in Pink. So this is one of our new in-colors. I thought it was kind of a fun, maybe a little different combination of colors, but I do like it. I think it turned out good, and it was kind of coordinating with this designer series paper. So we've got two kind of rectangular, you see these pieces? These are the cake layers. So I'm gonna start with the first one, which is the bigger one, and I'm gonna stamp it and just again double check. You see there, that's not even on. Here we go. I'm just double checking to make sure I've got a good image. Sometimes when you get a new stamp pad, which the Pretty in Pink is relatively new, it can be a little bit juicy and you might not get a good image. For some reason that corner, I don't think it's going to be a problem. All right, so now I have to look kind of from above because I want to get it centered on that cake plate. I hope my head's not in the camera. All right, and you can see that for some reason there must be something on the stamp. It's not stamping all the way, but that's good because I want to show you a little trick to if you run into a problem with it, or if your layers aren't quite, like if there's a gap between your layers, I'll show you. So first things first, let's go ahead and put this next layer on, and I'm just centering it on top of the first one. There we go. And that worked out okay. All right, and then since I've got this color ink out, I'm gonna go ahead and use the little star. I've got two sizes of these little stars. I'm gonna put one up here. I'm gonna put one down here. And then I'm gonna turn it, I've got them on on the block, two of them, so that I could see them well. Put one there. Probably it would have been better for me, like when I first did it, I'm sure I added everything first and then did the stars so that I would know where they would go. But, so probably that's a better idea for you to do, but since I had this ink out, I wanted to finish it up. And I'm gonna bring in my inside, and I'm gonna make a couple of little stars here too. One there, 2, 3, and then down here. And you could do the same thing on your envelope, just to kind of decorate the inside a little. Oh no, my cat is here. I hope he doesn't jump up here. So this is my grand cat. We are kitty sitting, and sometimes he likes to join in on the fun. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so next I'm gonna bring in Flirty Flamingo. Oh, I wanted to show you. No, I gotta get this Pretty in Pink back out again. Now what I'm gonna use is my blender pen. You need to have a blender pen in your stash if you don't have one. It's a great way to cover up mistakes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take a little bit of ink. I'm pulling it up. I should probably check it first. Make sure that it doesn't have any ink currently on it. It's just got the Pretty in Pink. So I'm gonna just tap a little bit on it. I'm gonna test it a little bit. And then see this little area here that was kind of not covered? I'm just gonna fill it in a little bit. So if your layers didn't quite meet, like just a little bit here, you could take this blender pen, and I'm kind of just tapping, or you could color it. Anyway, if it's too blotchy for you, this is a great way to kind of fill in some of those areas. And then to clean it, all you do is you turn it again on its side. Don't ever press from the top because you want to maintain that tip, but you kind of roll the side and you can see how it's clean now. And even though it's stained, it won't, the color is gone. So it won't add leach color onto another project if you use it with a different color. All right, so, and those blender pens come in a package of 3. So you get 3 of them. So you can kind of use like dark or light colors. You can kind of reserve them. Okay, so now I've got the layers, or the kind of the frosting layers. So these, you can see, I think you can see, they're a little bit kind of blotchy, I don't know, streaked. And so I'm gonna use I'm bringing the Calypso Coral in here, and I'm gonna create a darker layer on my cake. Here we go. So I've got 2 different layers. You've got a lot of flexibility on this as far as kind of where you're putting them. So you don't have to worry about, oh, have I got it in the right spot? It's really very versatile. All right, and then now I have my candles. So I've got the candles I'm gonna do also in the Flirty Flamingo. And if you see, got this mess, this block went through class. Okay, if you can see, the candles have see how it's very flat on that side, and then this side is a little bit arced. That's the upright side, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put these candles on, and I want to make sure they're a little bit kind of in the middle, and I want to make sure the base is on the cake part. So, and then last thing are the flames of the candles, and that's my Daffodil Delight, or, you know, whatever other yellow you have. Same idea. You can kind of see with this, they're kind of come in a little bit of an arc. So you want to make sure that you match up that arc for the flames. Let's double check that. Now you could certainly also, if you didn't have the stamp or didn't want to stamp it, you could use just a marker. That would be very easy to do as well. So that's our stamping. That's it. That's the trickiest part of this cute little card. And I will, of course, fussy cut the inside, but I'm also going to add some Wink of Stella. I'm going to wait until it's already on my, my card. Okay, so now I've got this little banner here, and I have another little tip for you. This is not a Stampin' Up! Item, but it is, it's actually from scrapbook.com, and it's called Sticky Specks. Now, one option would certainly be to put this, put some of the Stampin' Up Stick It on the back, which would be fine. But it's really a small piece, and I found it to be a little tricky. So I've got these sticky specks. And it is, as it sounds, it's just basically little specks of glue. And I cut it, it comes in sheets, and I cut it down so that I carry it with me in with my stuff. You can see I'm just using my reverse tweezers. And it just has a little bit of adhesive on the back. And I'm just gonna lay that down. And it sticks. It's really nice for these small pieces. And you can see that little end didn't stick. Here, I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna just lay it under here. Tap it down so it picks up some more adhesive. There we go. Isn't that cool? I'm not a representative for scrapbooking.com, but this stuff is great. You need to know about it, and it works really well. So I'm sharing it with you. Okay, here we go. So now we're gonna assemble our card, pretty straightforward. Because this is embossed, I like to use liquid glue. You could certainly use either side of the embossing piece, of the embossed piece. I don't know if I told you, this is your standard kind of layer, which is 4 by 5 1/4. I am going to put this up on dimensionals. I actually really like to use the foam for this. I think it gives it a nice durable layer. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer so I can cut that down. I'm not being super precise with it. But I know this piece, what I said, was 2 3/4, so maybe 2 1/2. Let's see, it's a little tricky, so 2 1/2. Go on both sides. Okay, there we go. And then my length was 4, so I'll go about a little over 3 1/2, maybe. Just line it up, cut it from both sides. And then I got this piece that I can use later. Set it aside. And the reason I like this is it really gives a nice firm feel to your card. Dimensionals work, it's fine, it's not a problem, but I just do really like the heft that this adds to a card. It just makes it feel good, you know, in your hand. Like it's a value, which of course it is, it's handmade. So if you're in the Greensboro, Georgia area, I would love for you to come to one of my classes. If you are not here, I do offer created home card classes, and you can either sign up for my newsletter or follow me on my Facebook page to get the information on the classes. I'd love to have you join me in one way or the other. I really enjoy creating these cards and sharing them with you, and I thank you for following along. And if you want to see more and be notified of when I'm having, when I'm uploading another video, you can certainly do that by either liking my video. Well, liking my video helps other people find me, but if you want to get notified, if you hit and follow, you hit notifications, you'll get notifications when I do make cards and videos and upload them. And I try to do one a week. You know, the holidays were kind of tricky, so I didn't get them all done. But I know you all understand how busy life can be. My son got married a couple of days ago, and so we were in Cincinnati for his wedding, and so clearly I did not do any stamping for the wedding. But I will tell you, he has his wife now. Oh my God, that's so weird to say that. His wife has an aunt who is also a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So we had so much fun connecting over this wedding and sharing and kind of commiserating about how we're sisters and on 2 levels. We're cousins, I guess, on 2 levels, right? We are now in-law cousins, and then we're also friends and kind of cousins. We share Stampin' Up. So that was really kind of fun. You never know where you're going to find a fellow Stampin' Up demonstrator or even a fellow card maker. You know, it doesn't have to be Stampin' Up. Somebody could be scrapbooking, but a fellow paper crafter is really, I don't know, there's something special about paper crafters, don't you think? All right, here we go. As you can see, I'm cutting this out. I would suggest don't go too small or too tight, because it can be difficult to raise it up on dimensionals, right? All right. I do have one other thing we're gonna do. Okay, there's the birthday. Let's see. I need my small dimensionals for this. My minis, and I'll probably even have to cut them down even further. All right, let's see here. This one, barely. I think I can get one here. Yes, that one will work. And then I think I'm gonna have to cut down one more. Maybe I'll just cut down this end here. There we go. So yes, if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. It does help others to find me. And if you comment, that helps as well. I always love hearing from you. And if you like my cards, or if you have suggestions for other color combinations, or, you know, feel free to copy as it is, or we call it casing, where you copy and share everything. But if you want to just adapt it a little bit, use your own colors, use maybe a stamp set that you have available in your stash. And I am going to show you, I've got another color combination, but let's put these together first. So I have these blooming pearls, which are one of my favorite. They've been around for a while, but I just love the colors of these blooming pearls. And I'm going to just do a little pearl in the center of the large sparkle. And then I'm also going to use my Wink of Stella. Like I said, I wanted to kind of wait until the end, till the card's done, and then I can set it aside and just add a little sparkle in with the frosting layers. And then I'm going to add a little sparkle with these little fireworks or whatever they are. The sparkle. Add sparkle to the sparkles. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you will come again to see some future cards. I have lots of fun stuff scheduled for celebration, and that is just right around the corner. So there you go. Oh, here, I wanted to show you. This is another card that I did, another color combination. It started with the Pretty in Pink, but then I went to use the purple, which is not here. Here it is. The Fresh Freesia, another one of my favorite colors. So that's the Fresh Freesia with the Pretty in Pink. That's really pretty too, isn't it? But everything else is the same. I did use different gems. These are those, what are these? The Cherry Cobbler and Pearl adhesives. So I used those instead of the blooming pearls, but, and then just used a different color of the glimmer paper. This is in that same set, but it was really fun. So if you have a favorite, let me know which color you prefer. I always like to hear from you. And thanks again for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.